Okay, so I wanted to share something out of a book I have here. It's called AMULETS, Sacred Charms of Power and Protection. It's by Sheila Payne. Okay, I'm just going to read this one. There is so many, very, very many, like worldwide. Okay, different kind of amulets and stuff like that. Silver and sparkle. One was snakes, bull horns, buttons, beads, and blue. What else? Obviously, the Malioki, Evil Eye, red, white, and black. So colors, symbols, trinkets, masks, things they put on their cattle or horses or on their children, teeth, claw, and paws. So remember, we're human beings, right? And for the most of us, we're human beings. So we give meaning to things. And a lot of the traditions over decades and centuries is of people making amulets so they can protect themselves. I really highly recommend you do your own research. This one's this one caught my attention because I decorate my tree. Okay, some of which is to protect, some of which is just to inform others. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and this one's triangles and tangles, so that'd be knots. So it says, if threads can be woven, stitched, or colored in ways to cause offense to evil spirits, so can they be knotted, twisted, and tangled to trap them by perplexity. That almost reminds me of a dream catcher. Trying or tying thread into a knot has an element of witchcraft about it, and the idea of magic knot is universal. Recorded in Mesopotamia and in the Greco-Roman world, where sorry, I'm having a hard time speaking here. Where the Hercules knot was design of amuletic jewelry. Knot creepers are hung over doors in Thailand to trap wandering spirits and keep them out of the house, while in Zaire it is a knotted cord that ensnares them. Other amulets can be added to knotted cord for multiple effect. A cowrie shell and feathers tied to a cow's tail are carried in Ghana to aid courtship, binding the beloved by sympathetic magic. In Albania, the cord is black and the knots 3, while scissors and wool carding comb and some berries are added. This hangs on doorposts, not only to protect the house, but generously prevent witches and evil spirits from bringing harm to the world in general. Keep in mind, the term witches can be broad, okay? There's some people that do healing stuff and consider themselves witches. There's some people that do some not so good stuff. A knot can also close a strip of fabric into a purity of a circle so that the scarf tied around the head of a Japanese woman ensures her safety from evil. Knots can also be made in sequence, forming netting. Pieces of fishing net are common ingredient in the fabric amulets of Greece, stuffed with various magic ingredients, while netted belts, such as a woman's ones of the Peloponnese, protect them during pregnancy and childbirth. A covering of netted thread encloses amulets of cowrie shells. I think those are the enclosed ones. They kind of look like teeth, but they're almost like a football shape. Yeah. Cowrie shells are fossilized stones in Thailand. The pattern appliqued and embroidered around the neck, sleeves, and hem of garments of the Ainu in Japan, derived from the tied ropes and fishing nets, and confuse evil spirits into staying away. I don't know about you guys, but if you know anything about the Vikings, they were all about knots. Like, on their boats, they're engraved of anything. They're weaponry, their clothing, their hair, everything. And Vikings go way back. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, to confuse evil spirits and staying away while the net patterns with thorns and eyes guard the most vulnerable spot, the base of the neck opening. The netted hoops of the North American Indians, known as dream catchers, are believed to catch evil spirits and evil dreams. They lose their way and die. I also heard that when the sun comes up, it kind of like kills the negative energy. Feathers help guide the good dreams to ensnare the bad. Threads can be twisted in other ways. They can form the lace and collars and cuffs of European dress, which is traditionally divided. I don't know if this continues on to the next page. Yeah. The concealed parts of the body from the exposed. They can be worked into herringbone stitch, known as a witch's stitch, and used particularly in red and white for the cloth of children, brides, and women in childbirth. They can be snipped into clippings, tangled inextricably together, and put inside a witch's ball, where, attracted by the shiny ball, both witches and evil eye will be ensnared. I only giggle because of just the idea, but I wouldn't knock it. The black horsehair face veils of the Uzbek women, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, are also a trap for the evil eye, which witches flee from. The horsehair. The veils are made only by gypsies, who also make... Hey, gypsy, say hello. She's chilling. The veils are made only by gypsies, who also make horsehair sieves. Or sieves. Sieves? And work vertically from circular frame into a complex structure of detached buttonhole stitch. The veil Chekvan, Chechvan, or chasm band, which means go away eye, not only keeps the evil eye from woman, but placed over the cradle of a newborn child to protect it. A protest movement by women in the 1920s, the Khujum, Khudjum, ended the wearing of these veils, but the fundamentalist area, they can be seen again. The Uzbeks also pin wasp nests by the door of shops and houses, where the intricate mesh of confounds the evil eye, a powder of confusion shared in some parts of the world by basketwork. Weaving itself considered a dangerous activity as a product of culture and not nature, because weaving reflects the movement of life. Inverting the direction of the loom can break a spell cast on a sick child, for example. Jinn are also known to take over the loom at night and spoil the weave. So many looms are hung with amulets, chilies, That's why so many people eat chili flakes, sparkly objects, and, especially in Central Asia, the dogha, Dogha, a fabric triangle hung with 3 tassels. I'm guessing that's that. With 3 tassels. Where am I? Yeah. In Morocco, the shuttle itself is used as an amulet hung on crow's horns. Amulets in the form of triangles are ubiquitous. Various devices boost their power, including pendant tassels, coins, or embroidery of significant patterns such as ram's horns or goddess figures. They can hang from a belt or loom or purse. They can be made of fabric or silver, cornelian beads, or chickpeas. Interesting, chickpeas. They can protect a yurt, a house, a child, a donkey. Triangles represent the age-old concept of 3, of heaven, earth, and the underworld, father, mother, or child. The trinities of almost every ancient religion, including the Christian Father, Son, Holy Ghost. The triangle also symbolized female fertility, though sometimes the upwardly pointing can represent the male and the downward the female. The triangle can form the skirt of a fertility goddess and can be a geometric transformation of the eye. Two joined together can make a rhombus or the Star of David, while a row of triangles as a chevron or zigzag is a symbol of water and the snake. This pattern usually is a fabric. Applique forms of amuletic border not only on the dress of a Palestine, but also the caps of men in the mountain villages of Galicia, Galicia. Appliqued fabric triangles are a feature of costumes in the Akha Hill tribes of Thailand, whose villages are guarded by sacred gates and wooden posts, supporting huge triangles of wood, painted zigzags against hawks and wildcats, leopards and tigers, illness and plague, leprosy, epilepsy, vampires, were-tigers, and all other bad, wicked things. So, throughout history, human beings have given meaning to symbols, signs, animals, objects, anything you can think of to protect themselves. Literally, anything you can think of, they have used to ward off evil, to banish evil spirits, to protect themselves, their children, their livestock, anything. And it's very important we understand this, because this goes to show you how fucking strong the human brain is. When we give something meaning, when we deem this here, let's say, this here, when we deem that a form of protection, or when we deem that a form of protection, or when we even deem the way we dress, interestingly enough, a form of protection. A lot of people in modern culture use black as a form of protection. That to me sort of makes sense. I think black is the feminine energy out of yin and yang, and the masculine would be white, if I'm not mistaken. It's very important that we learn about this sort of stuff, because we too can also give things meaning. It doesn't necessarily have to be a trinket or something you place outside of your house to protect yourself, but it definitely helps when we learn about certain traditions and cultures, so we can get to know our neighbors a little bit better, and so that we're less judgmental, and that we understand why they do say or have certain things maybe in or around their home. Even if you yourself don't have something specific, there are certain things that you place around your home to protect yourself, whether it be above a doorway, on a ledge of a windowsill, in the window, on the countertops, on your shelving, a specific plant. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to call nobody out, but I'm just saying everybody does this. And yet very few people actually fucking talk about it like it's a thing, except for those that are deeply in their cultures or religion that pass this down to their children. Us Westerners, I don't think, explain too much to our children, but deep down, we're past knowledge that we didn't even know we had. We just do things out of intuition. I'm going to go put that little charm over there because I want to. I'm going to hang something in my rear view mirror because I want to. You're urged by your higher self to protect yourself and also to give meaning to certain things, because that's what we have done through our bloodline, through centuries, through freaking millennia, through whatever you want to call it. Our DNA has the information, and we know things that maybe in this reality have not been physically taught to us. Okay? So if that's comforting enough, maybe you can look around at some of the things you do in your own life, buttons specifically, that you give meaning to. Stuff that you do for yourself or around your house, and you take another look at it and you're like, actually, this has a meaning. I didn't even know I was doing this. Look it up. Look it up. Don't do no voodoo stuff. Voodoo hoodoo on any other people. There's a lot of doll things going on. There's a reason. There is a reason they decided to pull out the whole Barbie movie recently. Don't forget about that.